G'day, welcome back to Gordo's Backyard Tinkers. Now, last video I did, I showed you the vehicle that SBZ we're doing some seats on, and I did a bit of a video on how bad this one was. It's pretty mucky. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give you a bit of a rundown on how to strip these completely. We're going to take this back half off, we're going to take the base of it off. The seat belt retention will come off with the base. It's only four 13mm bolts. A couple of little clips and stuff like that, but there's a couple of do's and don'ts because you can break stuff. And with the VZs nowadays, parts are starting to get a bit rare because some parts they do make, some parts they've discontinued. Alright, so moving on to it, what I'd recommend is get yourself a container like this to put all your bits in, because obviously you're going to have like plastics, screws, and just all the little knickknacks will come off the seat itself. So basically what I'm going to start with is removing the headrest. So what I do is, in one of my videos you would have seen I did a timing chain kit, replaced a set of timing chains on a VZ, LEO I think it was, and the tensioner arming pin, which is what I've got in my hand here, worked perfect on these. So pretty much they've got a little hole in the side here, and it's like a spring. You push that in and then just hold that up, and on the other side, and then out that comes. So once again, there's a little hole here, and then just hold your normal button that retracts it up and down the seat, and that'll come out. Alright, and that takes that out. And then generally what I'll do is, all this sort of stuff, the bigger bulky stuff, we'll just put that out of the way for the time being. And then I'm going to take so to give you an idea what you need a 13mm, like tube socket, a flathead, Phillips, and then just a slightly smaller flathead for the other one. So I'm going to go to the other side now, and I'm going to remove the adjusters, the backrest adjuster, and also the plastic shroud. Alright. So moving forwards is what I prepared earlier. To take this clip off here, pretty much you just use a flat loaded screwdriver, and then just gently supporting it and puck it up. And that's it. It's as simple as, obviously put that in a container so it doesn't get on the ground. Now, the lumbar support is actually screwed in, so it has like a little dust cap. So this is where you'll need something a little bit tight and a little bit more skinnier to get in under that dust cap without too much trouble. And then just gently work it, because obviously we don't want to scratch it up and damage it, because then it will just look horrid. And then there we go. Sometimes if something's been spilled on them, that can be a bit tricky, and that's pretty much all we're going to do. And then there's a little inside here, there's a Phillips screwdriver. I'll just turn that off. Phillips screwdriver. We undo the support screw. As you can see, they're quite simple. It's just, sometimes it's just getting a bit of an idea on how to do it. Makes life so much easier. Sometimes they can be stiff. There we go, and that's something out. I always just leave the support screw in there, because if you lose that, it's a fairly long screw. So if you lose that, you're in a bit of trouble trying to find one. The actual plastic cap, that just lifts out. And that is pretty much that side of that. Now we're going to take this off. Obviously we don't want to damage these, because these are pretty rare. There's not many, you can't get them anymore. Don't make them. So under here, there's a little Phillips screw. So you want to undo that. That's why I recommend putting the seat up on its side, and get yourself a decent bench to do it, so you're not bending over. Saves the back a little bit. Alright. Now, there's also a screw which is in the centre here, but there's a little cap here, so we just undo this little cap. Little cap, usually if you've got a bit of a fingernail, you can get it out. Or you use your partner's fingernails if you let you, if he doesn't mind breaking them. Or we can go in with a heavy artillery. We'll go for a blade. These are very good, handy sort of deal. We're going for like a little scraping blade, and we just up and under it, and hopefully, still can be tricky, we don't want to damage it of course, probably going to fight with me now. It's going to be a pain. There we go. And that's pretty much it. They're like a little twist lock, so they kind of like go in and turn and they'll lock. So when you come out, you kind of like go the same way as if you undo a screw, and it will kind of like you'll feel it go and pop up. And blade close by, and then we go in here where there's another Phillips screw. Just double check. Yep. Undo that, because obviously we don't want to break this, because these are, as I said, they are rare to get. I think I've got about 10 or 15 broken ones. I've been learning how to do some plastic moulds on them, so we can maybe rejuvenate some for restoration purposes. Now it can be a bit tricky to lift it out. There you go, and that's it. So it's just gently. Once that pops out, don't want to lose our screw in the tub. It's pretty much just wiggle it like so, and then until it lets go. There is like a claw here, which actually hooks in under the seat too, there too. So don't reef it from this end here, because you will bust that little claw. Alright. So once again, bulky stuff, we'll just put that away for the time being. And I'm going to put the seat back on its feet, or back on its base. Oops. Back on the base, and then we're going to actually lift that backrest off. Take that off. So 13mm, 4 bolts, 2 on either side. Then in a bucket. And you'll be surprised, like this bolt here was actually quite loose. There is cases I've had them where the actual bolt has been flapping around in a bit of plastic from genuine, and they claim to be a safe car. But anyway, not to worry. So same on this side. There's enough friction on the base plate generally to hold it up, but I just hold it just to be on the safe side that it's not going to, when I pull this last one out, it's not just going to fall over. And then what we do now is just from the base here, fingers up underneath it, and we're just going to gently try and roll it forward so we don't tear the leather on the base plate. So it's a bit of a gentle procedure, because you don't know what coat's been down between it. And as you can see here, it's actually pulling the leather up. We don't want to rip the leather, we just want to work it until it actually physically lets go. So it can be a bit of a pain. Fabric ones are a bit easier. So just going to check this side, make sure we're not pinching any leather. I'm just going to roll them forward. And there we go. And there's our backrest off. As you can see here, close to the camera, you can see all the spillage and all that, where it actually sticks it to the base plate, the bottom of the seat. Yeah, very dirty. That's what happens when you spill Coke or chopped milk and all that sort of stuff. So we're just going to put this out of the way for a minute. We're going to move on to our base plate. Make our bolts up so we don't lose them. I'm just going to flip this up. It's a lot easier to work with now that it's by itself. So flipping this up, I'll use generally just let the seat belting hook over the table there, and then we've got 4 13mm bolts, nuts. Because also we can't get any of this mechanism wet, because it will rust and then eventually be hard to move backwards and forwards. And it's a good thing too when the actual base plate's off, if they are a little bit hard to move backwards and forwards and they're not locking properly, it's a good time to inspect them and maybe